We're live. Hello, everyone, and shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to your girl, Siren, right here on the Siren Speak Show. Hello, y'all. I know it is late, but your girl is here. I was going to push this live back for tomorrow, but I say, you know what? Let me go ahead and get it out of the way while I'm here now. So what are we going to be talking about today, you guys? We're going to be talking about the need to build high-frequency friendships. We're going to talk about the need to reclaim your time. We're going to talk about the need to align your daily routine with prosperity, empower, and we're also going to discuss being lonely versus being alone, okay? Y'all, I left my phone, okay? It's just the weirdest thing, but anywho, it's all good. So, yes, the need to build high-frequency friendships, you guys, so that we can heal each other. Let's go ahead and talk about that, y'all, because what I'm noticing in a lot of my consultations is, man, listen, you know, a lot of people have things to say. Maybe that they're not saying to one another, but a lot of us have things to say in regards to our friends and our friendships, how we are feeling like we are not getting, you know, 100% from someone that we are friends with, right? We feel like we're giving a lot more than we are giving when it comes to friendships. And, you know, one thing that I wanted to say is it is time for us to step in our invite-only era, okay? Invite-only, which means it's as you move into next layers of your life, you guys, I always tell you, everybody can't go to that next layer with you. Everybody can't go to that next timeline with you. So as you move into your invite-only era, you got to make sure that you are bringing people with you that you know who can contribute, okay, towards your life, towards your success, towards your growth, towards your healing and things of that nature. And stop surrounding yourself with people who, you know, are not able to help you to heal and or grow, or those who you cannot help to heal or grow. If I can't help you, I don't care to be around you up in your face. When you're going through some things, there's nothing I can do. You know, I always say two people you don't talk about are, you know, those who you cannot help. If you cannot help somebody in a situation, you should have nothing, okay, that you should say about somebody or talk bad about somebody when there isn't a damn thing you can do to help them, okay? So the need for us to build high frequency friendships, you guys, this is so that you can help. Remember, we're all supposed to be here to help one another, right? So when you're in these connections, when you're in these friendships, you guys, your friend should be there to help you to get to that next level. Just like your significant other is, your friend is supposed to be someone who helps you to get to the next level as well. So, you know, it's kind of like whatever you don't have, that friend may have. So you may want to select friends who have things that you don't have. Let's say your self-esteem is low. Perhaps you want to get with, you know, or make friends with people who you feel like have great self-esteem. That way you can kind of, I don't want to say feed off of them, but, you know, you want to be able to feed off of one another. Okay. But you definitely want to be able to be inspired or motivated. If you don't have a friend in your life that motivates you or inspire you, then you are selling yourself short. Okay. We definitely want to make sure we're surrounding ourselves with people who can help us to grow. And sometimes somebody can motivate you. That can help you to grow, right? They don't have to be doing anything, you know, for you, but they can be inspiring you. And you like, okay, she did it or he did it. And that can help you to grow, right? So surrounding ourselves with the right people, building friendships with people, you guys, who can help you to heal wounds as well. Meaning, if you're in a friendship with somebody, let's say y'all been friends for like 10 years, right? And you've been going through relationship after relationship after relationship, and you keep dealing with the same thing. You keep dealing with the same type of relationship. And you're talking to your friend, and your friend is constantly like, yeah, girl, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. That's not a friend that's helping you. A friend that will help you, excuse me, a friend that helps you is going to be that friend that say, listen, girl, don't you think you did this with Tyrone and Mark and Corey? Like, you finna do the same thing again with Tony. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, when you going to get it? You keep going through the same thing. You're not learning from this. Like, you went through the same thing in all of these relationships, and now you're going through it again, which means you need a friend who's going to be honest with you, boo. You need a friend. See, a lot of us are too sensitive for those type of friendships, and we want high value friendships or real friendships, but we're not really ready for that. We say we want it, but really we're not ready. So a lot of our friends tend to lower themselves or humble themselves in our connections because they don't want to tell you the truth. You got to be somebody who can handle the truth. Okay. You need friends that are going to tell you the truth, regardless of what it is. And they got to come from a sincere place. They can't come from a place, oh, I'm saying this to try to hurt you. They really need to come from a sincere place to say, girl, listen, I'm only saying this because I care about you, girl. But he got you out here looking crazy in these streets, okay? And until you work on that and fix that, I cannot even be connected with you because I don't want to be around this foolishness because it makes me look bad too. You know what I'm saying? Like both of us can't sit at this table, all right? So building these high frequency friendships, you guys, with people that are going to help you to heal yourself. Because when you hear that, you're going to be like, you know what? I got to stop doing this. Or, yeah, I'm out here looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I don't want to look like this on anymore. I don't want to hurt my friend or make my friend look bad. I look bad. My friend look bad. We all looking bad based upon the things that I'm doing, the decisions that I'm making, the actions that I'm taking. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. If you're making somebody look bad and they bring it to the forefront to let you know they got to love themselves enough, because see, I'm not going to be around somebody that's going to make me look bad. If you making you look bad, I know you're going to make me look bad. And that's not what I'm going to take, honey. You're going to have to fix that. You're going to have to heal that. You're going to have to do something about that. But when you do that, then you can holler at me. You got my phone number. Okay. So, you know, other ways that we can help each other to heal, you know, not by calling people out. Because see, what I don't like about certain friends, they will say something when they mad. When they mad at you, now they want to kind of call it out. No, you got to say something when you're not mad. That's the best time to say something, because that's when you're going to come from the most sincerest place. When you say something when you're angry, then you're coming from a very low vibrational place. You're coming from anger. You're coming from frustration. So it's kind of like a tick for tat type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that when both of y'all getting y'all nails done. Girl, listen, let me talk to you. Okay. You know, you've been dealing with Tyrone, and, you know, last Saturday we had to go to his baby mama house, and, you know, we had to jump her again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have those conversations in those moments right there. Like, girl, you know, I just don't feel like this is good for you or me. You know, I don't know what you're going to do in regards to your relationship with Tyrone, but I tell you what, I won't be going back to his baby mama house with you. I feel like that's a little too low vibrational for me. I don't care to get into conflict with anybody, especially about a man. A man I ain't even sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have those conversations at the right time. Don't wait till you get mad at her and be like, girl, that's why you stupid. You go around there. I ain't going around that. You know, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Be a high vibrational or a high frequency friend. Okay. And be able to have those healthy conversations with your friend as well. Right? That's when a conversation is healthy. When y'all, girl, I tell you what, Friday, girl, let's go out to eat. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm treating, girl, let's go out to eat. That way you get her to that dinner table or that lunch table or brunch or whatever it is that y'all having, and you can have that healthy conversation to say what it is that you feel. We got to stop getting things off our chest when we get mad, or we got to stop getting things off our chest at the wrong time. There is a right time to have a conversation, especially a healthy conversation. And this is where the both of you can actively listen to one another, and the both of you can, you know, give and ping pong off of each other when it comes to what it is that you have to say, right? So when we are in these high vibrational friendships, you guys, this is when you're going to start to feel more secure and more stable and more safe in life, y'all. You really, truly will. So ways that you can become a very high vibrational friendship is you have to put up healthy boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you have a friend who every time y'all go out, you end up paying. Right? And y'all won't say nothing for years, but as soon as y'all get mad, oh, every time we go out, I gotta pay, and she never got no money. If you have a friend who never has money, every time y'all go out, you have to pay. It's not her bad, it's yours. Okay? Meaning you need to up your friendship levels. You should be in a friendship where you are in a circle with everybody who inspire and motivate you. What is it that this girl inspires and motivates you if she's always borrowing money? She never got no money. You always got to pay. Okay. I'm getting tired of your you don't never buy me nothing. Okay. You out here singing that song, playing it loud when y'all on y'all way to the restaurant and stuff. Listen, don't play games like that. Be for real, be sincere, and be authentic. Okay. Y'all, please excuse my throat because it is just all over the place, okay? But be authentic, right? So you definitely want to make sure that, you know, you're surrounding yourself with people who, like I say, who inspire you, people who motivate you, people who doing what you want to do, you know, people who can open doors for you, people who can give you guidance, people who can give you advice. And you also want to level yourself up to a point where you can give advice. You don't want to just be somebody who take. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a friendship where the both of you can bounce off of each other. You know what I'm saying? The both of you can bounce off of, okay, I'm doing this now, you can do that. You know, you can help each other and uplift each other so that the both of you can grow and be in two happy spaces. And it's not like one person is only, you know, getting all of the good stuff and the other person is watching from afar, because then that can create jealousy and all of that stuff. And we don't want that to be involved, okay? You have to be able to recognize the signs of jealousy and envy, you know, within your friends as well, okay? Because sometimes you don't have to have it all for a friend to be jealous of you. You know, a friend can be jealous of you because your mama is nice or your mama's still alive. You know what I'm saying? You like, dang. You know, people can be jealous of you for numerous amounts of reasons, you guys. But you have to be able to use discernment to be able to recognize jealousy. This is how you can prevent, okay, fallouts, right, with certain friendships and things of that nature. Okay, you got to be able to use discernment, because God is going to say, hey, I showed you. You know, all of the signs were there. All of the red flags were there, but you didn't listen. You didn't have discernment to understand what it was that you were seeing and what it was that you were experiencing. So the need to, you know, like I say, surround ourselves, you guys, with high vibrational friendships, high vibrational relationships and things of that nature. Like, you know, just imagine being in a circle of a whole bunch of entrepreneur women everybody who's making, you know, 300,000 and up. And everybody you hang, all your friends make 300,000 and up, 300,000 and up. You know what I'm saying? That is either going to motivate you to start making money, to start your own business, to, you know, get out there and do what it is that you have to do. You will have great connections and things of that nature, as opposed to you being friends with somebody who is check to check, just like you. Just like you. And it's just like the both of you just ping ponging on each other with the same energy. 8 years into the friendship, both of y'all still check to check. Right? So it's like we have to make sure that we are vibrating towards being in connections, being in friendships, being in relationships that will continue to inspire and continue to motivate us, right? Sometimes, you guys, you know, when it came to me and my friendships, you know, some of them fizzled out. Some of them, I remember there was one particular friendship that I started to notice the red flags. I did. I started to notice every time I reached out to her, she was busy. And every time she reached out to me, I was busy. And I started to notice the gap in the phone calls. And I started to notice the conversation became less and less about our intimate life or our immediate life, and more about, girl, how everything been? How the kids? You know, when before I knew how the kids were doing. Now it's like, how the kids? And, you know, what's going on and things of that nature. So I, you know, kind of watched that connection fizzle itself out, you know, and I was okay with that. I didn't try to force it or hold on to it or, you know, make it last long beyond the expiration date. I allowed it to fizzle out. And I think a lot of us, we have to allow some relationships to fizzle out, and we have to not feel some type of way when they do start to fizzle out. Okay, we got to make sure we are strong enough to say, okay, this friendship has, you know, ended. You know, this friendship has lasted as long as it's supposed to. And it's just like, all right, cool. You know, it is what it is. Let it go. Okay, let it go. Do not torture yourself by staying in any type of relationship or friendship beyond the expiration date. I always tell you guys, when something has expired, it no longer tastes good. I don't care what you do to it. It will no longer taste good. It is no longer good for you. Now it will cause, you know, all type of badness inside of your body, or, you know, it's just no longer good. It's time for you to let it go. When a friendship has expired, it's time for you to let it go, and it's time for you to move on. Right? You got to be able to recognize the red flags. Sometimes you can outgrow people. Sometimes people can outgrow you. Right? But you got to be able to recognize those red flags and those signs to let you know that, okay, let's say you went to high school with somebody. Y'all lived in the same neighborhood. Y'all went to the same elementary school. Y'all went to the same middle school, the same high school. But now you guys are going to college in 2 different states. You know, at first we try to hold on to that friendship, don't we? When we know they're going to one college and you going to another, and it's just like y'all so used to being together, y'all apply for the same colleges, but you get approved to one and she get approved to the other. And when y'all first get to different colleges, you know, y'all try to stay on the phone with one another and all of that stuff. But eventually you start making new friends. You know, you start going out with different people and you start experiencing different things, and you realize that friendship has just fizzled itself out. Sometimes it can be strong enough to last, but sometimes it will naturally fizzle itself out. Either way it goes, you have to be okay with it, right? You have to be okay with it. Sometimes you will just outgrow the people, and you can outgrow friends as an adult as well. A lot of us think that because we've had these friends since childhood that, you know, it will feel or look bad if you outgrow them. Excuse me. It's not like you will never speak to them again. We're not saying that. We're not saying you will never speak to them again, but maybe you don't speak to them as often as you used to. You know, maybe, you know, y'all was always in cuddle. Y'all talked on the phone every day, but now things in your life has changed. Maybe, you know, you got a job that is more demanding. Maybe she has, you know, gotten married and now she's pregnant. And you know what I'm saying? We got to not force these connections to stay or last if the universe is clearly giving you signs, telltale signs that this connection has ended. It's over. It's done. Or it is just not the same. It has moved into a different era or a different phase to where it's just not as, you know, connected anymore as it once was. Either way it go, you guys, the ability to remain in healthy, okay, friendships and healthy friendships, you guys, where you can, you know, emotionally be there to support one another. I think it is imperative at this time, y'all. I do. I think it is very imperative at this time that we realize that there's a need for us to surround ourselves with a healthier foundation of folk. Okay. And we can't keep allowing people in our lives and in our circle just because they've been there since we've been little or they've been there for a long time. It's time for you to, you know, reevaluate your circle, right? And only allow people who have earned that position, okay, to stay there. People who are earning, not people who, okay, because we go way back. That's not a reason for you to be my bestie or for you to be my best. That's not a reason. Do you motivate me? Do you inspire me? You know, do I see myself growing by being connected with you? All of those things have got to be very critical factors in this connection in order for me to see growth in my life. Otherwise, you know, you're just going to motivate me to stay stuck. Girl, she's stuck too. We both stuck. Oh, well, that's not good enough. Okay. That's definitely not good enough. Next up, we're talking about reclaiming your time. Now, this is something where we need to heal past trauma, regret, hurt, because a lot of us are hurt. A lot of us are holding on to hurt. And some of it, majority of it is from this lifetime. Some of it is from previous lifetimes. Okay. With a lot of the work that I'm doing now on people, there's a lot of past life trauma coming up, but there's a lot of, you know, this lifetime trauma coming up that we need to address it. How do you know if you're holding on to trauma? Do you overeat? Okay. Do you drink too much? Have you been able to recognize that you have a problem? Okay. Do you feel unsafe? Meaning you're behind on your bills a lot. You don't feel secure. You don't feel like you have enough money to live. There's so many different ways, you guys. And like I said, you can get you a consultation with your girl. Okay. If you want to know what it is or what trauma you're holding within you, if you want to know what trauma or what pain or what hurt that you're holding within you, your aura, your macabre, your body, then you can get a consultation. Go to spiritualcandies.com and book you a general consultation with your girl and see what it is that's going on exactly on the inside of you. But in order for us to reclaim our time, what do we want to do? How do we reclaim our time? In order for you to reclaim your time, you must heal the trauma that is within you. A lot of us, the reason we feel stuck, stagnant, the reason we are having a lot of feelings and a lot of, hormonal feelings and things of that nature is because unhealed trauma, unresolved trauma, which is stored in the body, okay, and it is manifesting itself in the form of maybe feeling stuck, in the form of maybe skin issues, stomach issues, back pain, leg pain, menstrual cramps, heavy cycles, headaches, gluttony, okay, overeating, drinking a lot. It manifests itself in so many different ways, you guys. And the way we can reclaim our time is we have to learn how to go back to the trauma. Okay, we have to go back to the trauma, and we don't delete it. A lot of people say, oh, you got to get rid of that, or you have to, destroy that trauma. But, that trauma, that imprint, it holds a purpose. Okay, it happened for a purpose. So we don't want to eliminate it altogether. What we want to do is we want to alchemize it. Okay, we want to change the frequency of it from a low vibrational frequency to a higher vibrational frequency. That way we can use that frequency, we can use that energy towards manifesting something that we need, or towards healing and stepping into a higher version of ourselves. So we have to go back and reclaim our time, you guys, by going back to past trauma. A lot of us have past trauma. A lot of us are holding on to trauma somewhere in our body. Okay. Some of you, like I said, it can be in your gut. Some of you, it can be, in your heart. Some of you, it can be in your back. Some of you, it can be in your knees. Some of you, it can be in your pinky toe. Some of you got arm issues, shoulder issues. Some of you got head issues, whatever it may be, wherever it is. Pay attention to your pain. I always tell you that pain are text messages from the soul. Right? They want to let you know that, hey, there's some energy here that you need to look into. There's some energy here that we need to, work out. We need to resolve. Okay. So the need to reclaim our time, meaning to go back to a time where we were hurt, where we fell under regret, where we fell under sorrow, we felt some type of pain. We have to go back and we have to learn how to alchemize that pain into a higher frequency. That way, that time can now vibrate towards us, or that time in the past can now help us with where we are today. We can bring it into the present, and it can be something that can help us to get ahead and to manifest something that we desire, or step into a part of us that we desire to be in, a higher version, or whatever it is that we may be. So the need to reclaim your time, meaning you have to heal, you guys. All of us have to heal. Each and every one of us have to heal. There's something that is tormenting each and every one of us on the inside, okay? And like I said, unfortunately, this energy can manifest itself in the form of dis-ease within the body. There are people who have fibroids. There are people who have polyps. If you have been diagnosed with, or you have been had a diagnosis of some sort of polyps, whether they are cancerous or not. If you have polyps, that means you have stored energy, okay, stored trauma within the body that you need to deal with. Because what will happen is, once you heal the frequency of the trauma, once that is healed into a higher vibration, those polyps, okay, it just, because it cannot stay in a frequency that is high vibrational. It doesn't match. Right? So as we go through and we reclaim our time and we heal from this, we can remove those traumas, those hurts, those pains, those regrets, and we can then turn our pain into power, because we can use that energy now, like I said, to manifest, right? To get ahead, to level up in some way. A lot of us can't level up because we're holding on to too much trauma. I don't care what you're trying to do, you will not be able to level up because you're holding on to too much trauma. And some people feel like they level up because of, material, okay? Blessings. A lot of people feel like, oh, I got money, I don't need to level up. Yes, you do, because energetically, you're piss poor. Spiritually, you're piss poor. Okay, even though we may have the material or tangible items, you guys, clothes, cars, jewelry, all of that stuff, a lot of us feel like I don't have to level up. But one thing I'm going to tell you is, when you get ready to walk through them pearly gates, how many clothes you think you take with you? How many cars you think you take with you? Okay, when you get through the walk through those pearly gates, how much material things are you going to take with you? None of it. So you need to take what matters, and that's your frequency. That's your energetic field. That is the healing of those traumas before you get to those pearly gates, so you can walk through. Because if your frequency is off, they're going to close the gates and turn you back around and back. Okay, to the earth you go, back to the body you go, until you get it right. Okay. So the need to reclaim your time, you guys, by healing your past traumas, regrets, hurts, things of that nature. If you don't know how to do this, like I said, get yourself a consultation with your girl. Go to spiritualcandice.com, get you a consultation, and you will definitely get your life after that. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about the need to align your daily routine with prosperity and power, you guys. Things that you do, that you can do, creating healthy rituals, okay, for yourself. The same way we get up every day and we brush our teeth because we want our breath fresh, right? That's a routine. That is a ritual that you get up and you do, something that you repeatedly do. Is repetition, okay? And you want a desired outcome from doing that. So you get up every day, you brush your teeth, you wash your face. What other routines can you create every day for you to do that will contribute towards some sort of prosperity and some sort of power in your life, right? Healthy things that we can get up and do. One, you can get up and you can put, pick out your clothing or whatever, match your clothing with your intention, put intention in your outfit. If you're looking for success, if you're going out, put some sort of intention in the way you're going to look when you go out. When you go out that day, do you want, attention, right? You never know who you're going to run into. I've told you guys this story 50 million times, how, Bay and I went out to lunch one day. I just threw on like this little long dress, honey, pulled my hair back in a bun, threw on some little big shades, and that was it. And I ended up running into Dennis Rodman. And, me and Bay ended up having lunch and hanging out with Dennis Rodman for the entire day. And here this guy is on the phone giving us the hookup to everybody. He has everybody's phone number. And when he did invite us somewhere, I'm like, look, I can't go nowhere. I ain't ready. So he was the one who told me you need to always be ready. Okay, when you walk out the door, you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what is going to happen. You never know who's looking, for the next thing. I remember New York from Flavor of Love. Remember New York? And she was saying she was walking down, I think Rodeo Drive or something. And she just, one of them streets in Cali. And she was getting ready to walk into a store. And the guy was like, that's how she got booked for Flavor of Love. Just the random producer was there and he was like, hey, I want to, know if you can do a show. And that's how she got on Flavor of Love. So because she was out, she was dressed, she was looking her best or whatever. And, he saw her and he recognized her. And that's how she was able to get on the show. So you never know what it is that your day has for you. So you got to be ready for the best. You got to always be prepared for the best. You got to be prepared for the highest opportunity every day, all day. You don't ever want your time to come and you're not ready. You don't ever want your time to come and you are not ready. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow, okay? Because when you walk out that door every day, there is an opportunity for infinite opportunities to happen to you. But it depends on what energy you putting out there. It depends on what you look like. Some of you who are single, you can meet your husband, okay? Some of you who are unemployed, you can run into a CEO. Y'all just so happen to be at the gas station together. Remember that movie, Just Right, with Queen Latifah? And she just so happened to be at the gas station and she run into the basketball player and stuff like that. And her cousin, that was with her, she was like, listen, honey, you got to always look fierce, okay? You got to always be on point. And they ended up getting invited to the party. You know what I'm saying? They end up getting invited to the party. And that's how all of that took place. Like, you just never know. That way, that's why you always have to invest in yourself on a day-to-day basis. You always have to make sure that you are putting the best and the highest version of you out into that world. I don't care where it is you're going. When you walk out that front door, honey, you got to be ready for the best opportunity all the time. Now, granted, it does take a lot of energy. You got to invest in yourself first. You got to be the first person to invest in you. And that's how you're going to do it. You're going to get up, you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to wash your face, you're going to shower, whatever you need to do. You're going to get dressed, you're going to do your hair, whatever you need to do. You're going to put on your smell good and all of that stuff. And I don't care if you just going to the grocery store. You want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to be ready for whatever. You want to be ready for whatever opportunity you come in contact with. Because sometimes there are some CEOs and some executives that may be having like a corporate meeting and they need some paper plates. So they had to run to the store, you know what I'm saying, the grocery store that morning, and you catch them in there and they were like, hey, hey, we're looking for somebody. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what conversation you can have. So you got to be ready for the best conversations, the highest conversations, when it comes to your life. So you want to align your daily routine with prosperity and power. And the first part of your daily routine is getting yourself up and getting yourself ready. Another thing that you can do, to set your day for power is when you get up in the morning, you want to give yourself enough time to do your workout. You know what I'm saying? If you live in a apartment complex and you have a gym, honey, get up a little extra earlier, get up and go get that workout, get your heart beat and get yourself ready for that day. You know what I'm saying? Invest in your energy, invest in your aura, so you want to try to get up and get you a nice little workout in, you guys. That's going to create a lot of prosperity. You want that go get it mentality. You want that go get it action, so getting up, maybe doing you a little workout, or you have YouTube, you guys. YouTube have so many videos of people who do workout routines. Honey, turn on that TV and get you a little quick little exercise. They got 15, 20-minute arm exercises, all type of stuff. You don't even have to leave your house if you don't want to. But before you get up in the morning, you definitely want to invest in your health. Okay. You want to invest in your look. You know what I'm saying? You want to invest in your mind. You get up, you read your Bible. You get up, you read your affirmations. You get up and you read a book. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you do to stimulate your mind, you also want to invest in your mental health, whether you're journaling. Maybe a lot of you get up with the sunrise and, you like to journal. Or read your Bible or read your affirmations, whatever it is that you do, you want to get up and you want to stimulate yourself, you guys, as soon as you wake up. That way your energy is on point the minute you walk out that door, and boom, there you go. You are ready for whatever. You're aligned with prosperity. You're aligned with power. You're feeling good about yourself. Okay. Because when you drive out into that world, you get on that road and people get behind you, go to blowing their horn. You're like, oh my God, what are you going through, honey? Because I feel good, honey. I'm ready for whatever this morning. Okay. So definitely finding things that you can do, you guys, to align yourself on a day-to-day basis with prosperity and, with power, you guys. And like I said, investing in yourself, however you got to do it, mentally, physically, emotionally. Okay. All of that stuff is definitely going to put you in a frequency. Because when I walk up to you and I see you looking a hot mess, I'm just going to be like, ooh, child, next, but when I walk up to you and I see you and you look like you ready, you bowdy, honey, I'm like, hey, what's up? Let me holler at you for a second. I want to see what opportunities, how we can network, how we can do this, things of that nature, you guys. So definitely make sure that you are incorporating this in your life moving forward, y'all, so that you can start to see some, better results in your life, so that we can start to see, some type of growth in our life. I feel like we're all feeling a little stagnant. We're all feeling like, life isn't moving, but we're not moving. Okay. We got to become the change that we want to see. We can't expect the change. You have to become the change, right? If there's a higher version of you, she's doing something that you're not doing today. You got to find out what that is, and you got to start incorporating that in your life. Okay. Next up, you guys, we're going to talk about being lonely versus being alone. What is the difference between two people? One person who's lonely and one person who's alone. One person who's lonely is someone who probably, maybe their parent died or maybe their significant other died, and they're missing the presence of someone else in their life. They're missing the presence of a friend, or, maybe they used to have a best friend and they're not best friends anymore. They used to have a relationship and they're not in a relationship anymore. Or they used to live in the state with their parents and now they've moved out of state. They don't have any friends. Someone who's lonely is someone who is expecting the company of someone else in their life to make them feel, secure. Someone who's alone is someone who's very confident with being by themselves, whether, they are near their mom or whether they're in a whole other country. They're like, I could pick up the phone and call her. We good. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're with a significant other or whether they're single, they're good. It doesn't like make a difference to them. Someone who is alone is someone who's very much so secure in themselves, and they can entertain themselves. They can be by themselves. They can live by themselves. They don't have to have a roommate or a partner or someone to live with them. Someone who's alone is very confident with being alone. They feel very secure whether they're with somebody or not, whether they have friends around or family around or not, is not going to make or break them. Granted, they would care to have family around, and I'm pretty sure they do enjoy their family and friends. But when they are by themselves, they appreciate that time as well. Somebody who's lonely, they really don't appreciate being by themselves, and they tend to, really require the nurture from someone outside of themselves. More than likely, that person is unhealed, okay, and they probably have some sort of trauma attached to them that makes them feel like they always need to have somebody around, or they don't like being by themselves, or they don't like being alone. So someone who's, lonely does require or should require some sort of healing, some way to level themselves up, some way to feel comfortable with being by themselves or being alone, okay? Whatever work it is that they need to do, maybe some counseling or, just healing whatever unresolved trauma that is stored within them. But someone who's alone, listen, they good either way it go. They good in a room full of people, and they good in a room by themselves. It doesn't make or break them. They are confident either way. So with these things being said, you guys, I hope you would take heed to what it is that was said to you today, y'all, because it is time for us to move forward. It is time for us to step into a higher version of us. In order for us to do that, we have to take that step. All right. I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.